If you're ready to leave the United States and you're interested in making money while you're traveling abroad, you can use Upwork and other platforms like it to make money for yourself from anywhere in USD. I think a lot of people make videos and they create this illusion of it's so easy to make money online and work from home. I do agree that it's easy to a point. I feel like you have to put the same amount of work into it as if you were getting a job from an employer. So working on Upwork or a platform like it is working for yourself. You're an independent contractor. You could LLC, you could do S Corp, you could do all those things when you work on a platform like this. So this website, I'm just gonna walk you through how I find contracts to apply for, how to spot the scams. I'll also show you some tips and tricks for applying, things that you should be saying, you shouldn't be doing, that can maybe help you land some contracts. Okay, so you have applied to the Upwork platform, you're on it, and now you see jobs and you're just getting started, or maybe you've been doing it for a little while and you're not landing contracts. I'm just gonna walk you through what I look at. So at the top, jobs you might like, you have best matches, which are just gonna be showing you jobs based on your profile and what you've entered in, what matches the best. Then you've got most recent, so it's going to be the same thing. They're matching jobs, but they're doing it in order of the most recent. So this one was posted 8 minutes ago. Then if you are in the United States and you're on the Upwork platform, you will have a US only that you can just look at jobs that are solely based in the United States. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because you will be paid in USD on your account if you're a United States platform user. Save job, there's a heart over here to the side that you can click and it'll add it to your saved job. So if you're busy and you can't apply immediately, you can heart it and come back and apply later. Okay, so the first thing I look at is the payment verified. I look at what the stars look like, and then I also look at the pay, which I don't see right here. So it doesn't look like they're listing the pay. If you scroll down to this one, you can see the pay is right here, but normally I look at all those things first. That's how I know it's not a scam post, and then I can dig a little deeper. Also, you can notate that it is intermediate. So they're looking for a mix of value like pay, and they're looking for your skill to also be on the medium aspect. You can also see right here, it'll say 30 hours a week. It's in each of these sections what type of job, if it's hourly or if it's a one-time contract. Full-time personal assistant for consumer advocacy, CEO, and business operations. Again, payment verified, high stars, 12 to 15 an hour. I'm not really interested in this, but it could be good if you're just starting out or if you're living in a country that doesn't have a high cost of living. This is also an option. Okay, project managers, this is more of my background. See the hourly, closer to what I'm comfortable making per hour, and payment verified, high stars. I click this, open it up to see what it is. And then this will go over everything about it, the required skills and experience. A lot of times I'll just jump down and see, am I going to meet this? There are some things that I still think you can apply to. So if you've only got 2 years experience and they say 3 years, I still think you could apply to it, especially if you have something in your work history and background that is very relatable to this. At the end of the day, they want someone with experience in the skills they're asking for, especially in the industry. So just keep that in mind as you're applying. If there is something completely outside of your wheelhouse that you have no knowledge, like say they require some type of coding that you're not comfortable with, or a specific tool that's really advanced, then don't waste your connects and just move on. I always look at this hourly. 25 to 55 is a pretty big range. I would say if they're willing to pay up to 55 an hour, then maybe they would have started at like 40 to 55 if they value that amount, which they're intermediate. So I'm thinking they're going to be probably around the $30 to $35 max. I don't think they're going to go this high. I think they're just doing this to draw people in to look at their applications. But at the end of the day, this just doesn't seem like they're going to pay that much an hour. This is another great example of $12 to $35 an hour. This range, that low, I would not bother. In my personal opinion, if they're going down to $12 an hour, you can always go and look. Like I said, the best way to know what they like to pay is to look at their history. Coming down to here, you can see that this program manager contract, hourly, 30 to 50. Now this is where you know this person takes it seriously. They want to pay someone what they're worth, and they have kept it, like they're not going below 30 paying people. That's excellent. Okay, and for a scam, if it looks too good to be true, it's got payment unverified and no reviews, no work history with them, don't apply. You're just going to waste your connects. Now, if you're like, oh, maybe, and you apply and it turns out to be a scam, you will get your connects back if they have to remove that listing. So just know if you accidentally apply and it becomes a scam, you will get those connects back. But I wouldn't even bother. If they have no payment verified and no work history, $45 to $47 an hour, this is, to me, a scam. You'll also know if it's a scam if they reach out and ask for something weird like your Skype address. They want to do some kind of transfer back and forth, blah, blah, blah. So if I found a contract that I wanted to apply for, of course, I'm going to read through it in all detail. Keep in mind, try not to scan, try to read everything, because sometimes they'll set something up within that contract post that says, type birdie within the first sentence of your contract so that I know that you read this all the way through. There's little things like that because they do want to make sure that you understand the requirements, skills, and qualifications for this contract. So just take that extra step and read it all the way through. Also within the contracts, sometimes there will be additional questions. So in a standard contract, you are going to have a cover letter that you submit to them. And that's usually just the most basic you can do when you apply to a contract. They will put these additional questions just to kind of separate you out from the competition. Because if you don't have experience, they are asking these questions for a reason. So if you don't think you can do this or meet one of their expectations, that's a very serious expectation, don't waste your connects. There are also preferred qualifications. So they want you to speak English in the Eastern time zone. This is great because if you're outside of the country, you know what you'll need to be working. So if you're in Asia, can you work on EST? It can be easier to do in Europe, but in Asia, it could start to get a little bit harder. So just keep that in mind when you see what they want the time zone to be for work availability. It's also going to show you the proposals. There's 5 to 10. If they're interviewing, invites sent or unanswered invites. What these are, interviewing. Have they reached out to any of the people who have applied? No. Invites sent mean that they went through and looked at profiles on Upwork and they invited people to apply to their posting. And then you can also see how many answered, unanswered invites there are. They are looking for expert experience level. I don't think I've touched on this yet. We saw intermediate level and then expert level. This just means that you're top of the game in your industry. Now I'm ready to bid on this job. If you are expert level, if you've been doing it forever, if this is your rate and you know you can do this contract flawlessly, go to their highest. If you're like, I really, really want this job, but I'm not sure, maybe you're 70, 80% of the qualifications, maybe you drop it down to 40. Whatever you put it at, it's going to show you what Upwork is going to take from you. So it's always 10. And then this is the amount you'll receive. Remember that this amount is pre-tax, pre-self-employment tax. So you can schedule rate increase. I will just say that both mine and Cody's experience is we never do this. We think it kind of turns off the people reading these because that means that they're going to be expected to review your pay every 3, 6, or 12 months, whatever you select. So we never do it. Now here's your cover letter. The cover letter, do not use AI. If you want to have a standard cover letter that you have crafted and you just update for each contract, great. But make sure that you are writing this and you are not using AI. It's very obvious when people do that. They use language that is not common. They use bullet points. It sticks out. It doesn't make you look better when you do it. If I can stress one thing about landing contracts when it comes to cover letters or answering these questions is dissect your past work history. Use moments where you feel proud, where you can say, oh, this is what you're looking for. Let me tell you exactly how I did this in previous roles. Cody and I also never do profile highlights. It says add a Upwork job, add certificate, show your portfolio. We don't do this at all. And we're able to land contracts. But if it is more applicable to your industry, feel free to do so. It just it highlights you and how you can compare your work history to what they're asking for. We also don't ever boost our contracts. There's a standard connect amount that it costs, like it's 16 connects, it's required, and we send it for the minimum amount. At the end of the day, all of the people who have applied, they can quickly scroll down and look at things like how you match up with what they're looking for based on your cover letter, based on your profile, all of these things. It's not necessary. I've been at the end of looking through and it doesn't matter. Don't waste your connects. Okay, so this is my profile, so